This is my presentation on the artist Salvador Dali. I've always really had an interest in him, and I just felt like it would probably be the most interesting artist to share with y'all. So here we go. The life of Salvador Dali. He was born May 11th, 1904, 16 miles from the French border. And he died on January the 23rd of 1989 due to heart failure, and he died right on the border of Spain. Why did I choose Salvador Dali? I mainly chose him for his strange images and the way he would blend different types of things that were basically already art. I like how he would take things, such as in this picture, they have a tree and a book and a face. And I just like the way that he would all put it together and actually make it have a meaning. It was very unique. And another reason that I really liked his artwork is that it was an inspiration for a lot of the artwork my own mother would do. She had a picture that she had created back when I was maybe around 11 years old, and it reminds me a lot of this image here that he made. It was also a tree, the portrait that she created herself. What kind of style did he have? Salvador Dali, his style was very surreal, it was very unique, and he really just wanted to achieve a visual effect. He wanted to make something that would really catch someone's eye. He wanted to basically just transform things in a way that they would catch a person's eye and maybe have people to have different visions on what it might mean. He didn't really have any specific theme, I don't believe, because he would just take different pictures from all over. Like, he would bring together pictures of things such as nature, warfare, basically anything. I believe it just depends on what was going on in his life at the time that he wanted to make his art on. All of his artwork contained a blend of different things, like such as this one right here. You have a man holding a cross up against some horses that were on fire, so I kind of assume this one's based on religion, such as maybe heaven and hell. I don't know, maybe the man portrayed is supposed to be Jesus. I'm not too sure. Salvador Dali did have some influences. They were Watteau, Raphael, and El Greco. I believe that these are his influences because they all basically brought together things that were a part of their life at the time and made it come together in a way that it would catch someone's eye and have a very visual effect on what was going on and have people wonder and think about what made them draw that and what does it mean. But then in the end, it had sort of an effect to where it explained itself in a sort of obvious way. Notable works. Salvador Dali is known for his weird and outlandish subject matter. They are based on the persistence of memory. So I believe that his works are basically put together as things that when he sees something and it reminds him of something else, he puts it together into one thing. I assume that he had a very good memory as to where he could just take things that he thought went together and explained itself just maybe from two totally different places and two totally different aspects and put them together to make one picture or piece of artwork. Success. The one piece that was most famous is this piece here. It's called The Persistence of Memory, and it is a piece that was probably the most famous. I'm not positive what this piece means exactly. If you were to ask me, it probably means that time is probably just a thing that doesn't matter at war. That basically, I think that this is a centerpiece to all his artwork, and it basically comes from the middle of things, like where he would remember things and bring them together and make them one. Dalí was a very famous Spanish painter of the Surrealist movement, and he was most well known by his painting, this painting here, The Persistence of Memory, which features a landscape with melting clocks. His importance in the history of art. He was one of the most controversial and popular artists of the 20th century. Over the last few decades, Salvador Dalí has gradually come to be seen alongside the likes of Picasso and Matisse as a prodigious figure whose life and work occupies a central and unique position in the history of modern art. Dalí was a great artist who was a great self-publicist and showman. This means that he was very good at displaying his own artwork and getting it out there and having people look at it and seeing what they think of it. And I guess this was a big part of how he developed his artwork. He had people come and look at it and see what they think. This combination was an irresistible form for success, obviously, because it did get it out there. Most of the work he did revolved around painting and sculptures, and so I guess it was easy to get people to come look because they wanted to see basically anything that caught their eye. Okay, I do have a few fun facts. He was famous for his long curly mustache, and he did write an autobiography called The Secret Life of Salvador Dalí, and I did use that as one of my pieces that I used to make this presentation. And one fun fact to me, which seems to be the most interesting, he had a brother, and his brother's name was also Salvador Dalí, but he died about 9 months before this Salvador Dalí was born, and his parents thought that he was a reincarnation of his brother, basically that he replaced his brother and it was the same person. And if you look at some of his artwork, it does have an effect on it, and he does showcase this in a lot of his work. I'm not positive if he believed it or not, but I do know that it is showcased in some of his pieces. Thank you for reviewing my presentation, and I hope it taught you something.